市場？市場です。なんとかしてください。
Please subscribe and comment.
可愛い生徒の頼みだ。
You're in the middle of a casual conversation with someone who seems just a little too interested in Chazo. As the person keeps engaging him, you suddenly drop the bomb. Chazo freezes mid-sentence, his eyes darting to you as his cheeks flush a light pink. The person talking to him looks momentarily awkward, giving a polite nod before excusing themselves. Once you're alone, Chazo turns to you. Still visibly stunned. You step closer, reaching up to poke his cheek. Chazo grabs your hand gently, his expression softening as his lips twitch into a small smile. He pulls you into a loose embrace, resting his forehead against yours as his voice drops into a more serious tone. Before you can tease him more, he dips down and presses a soft kiss to your forehead, his voice a mix of gratitude and pride. You and Toji are out in public when someone flirts with him a little too boldly. Annoyed, you step up, grab his arm, and say loud enough for the person to hear. Toji freezes for a split second, caught off guard, before his lips curl into a wide, amused grin. He glances down at you, his green eyes twinkling with mischief. The flirt quickly backs off, embarrassed, but Toji doesn't let it slide so easily. He pulls you closer, wrapping an arm possessively around your waist, making sure everyone nearby sees who he belongs to. You can feel his warm breath against your ear as he whispers. He presses a quick but heated kiss to your temple, a smug grin still plastered on his face as he leads you away, his hand firmly on your lower back. You're at a gathering, and someone is clearly trying to flirt with Gito. You've had enough, so you step in, lacing your arm through his and speaking with a confident smile. Gito raises an eyebrow, amused, as the flirter stammers and excuses themselves. Once they are gone, he glances down at you, a smirk tugging at his lips. He chuckles, his deep voice laced with amusement as he pulls you closer. His arm sliding around your waist. He tilts his head slightly, brushing a stray strand of hair behind your ear. He leans down to press a soft kiss to your forehead, his thumb brushing over your hand affectionately. The rest of the evening, Gito keeps you close, his arm around your waist or his hand resting lightly on your back, as if to wordlessly confirm what you just said, that he's yours, and you're his. You're out with Nami, and someone is talking to him a little too familiarly. You can tell the person might have ulterior motives, so you step closer and confidently declare, Nanami blinks, clearly caught off guard. His eyebrows raise slightly as his cheeks flush just enough to notice, though his expression remains otherwise composed. The person stammers, awkwardly backing off, sensing your confidence. As they leave, Nanami sighs and turns to you, adjusting his tie as if to ground himself. He presses a tender kiss to your forehead, his usual seriousness giving way to a rare moment of vulnerability. Though he tries to play it off with his usual calm demeanor, you can see the faintest trace of pride in his posture as he walks beside you, his hand brushing against yours, almost protective. Euron is talking a little too comfortably with Sukuna, her tone kinda flirty. You step in, fed up, and decide to make a bold statement. Sukuna freezes for a moment, the room falling silent. Then he lets out a low, deep chuckle that sends chills down your spine. Euron looks uneasy and quickly excuses herself, but Sukuna doesn't let it slide so easily. He steps closer, looming over you with a predatory air, his smirk growing wider. Before you can respond, his hand cups your chin, tilting your face toward him. His sharp grin is equal parts alluring and terrifying. And with that, he presses his lips to yours, the kiss rough and possessive, as if to remind you that while you might call him yours, he's still very much the king of curses. When he pulls away, his smirk is even more smug. You're standing with Inumaki in a small group, and someone makes a comment that feels a little too flirty toward him. Without hesitation, you gently step closer to him, your voice steady and confident. Inumaki's eyes widen in surprise, his cheeks instantly flushing a deep pink. He blinks at you, completely caught off guard, and then tilts his head, covering his face slightly with his sleeve to hide his growing embarrassment. The person awkwardly excuses themselves, leaving just the two of you. Inumaki slowly lowers his arm, giving you a half pout, half smile. He shakes his head quickly, waving his hand dismissively, though the redness in his ears betrays him. Then, with a playful glint in his eyes, he points to you and mouth. Inumaki chuckles softly, his eyes crinkling with amusement as he reaches out to gently grab your hand. He squeezes it lightly, then pulls you closer to him. He leans down to your ear, his voice low and soft. His lips curling into a small, shy smile, and tugs your hand to lead you away from the situation. For the rest of the day, Inumaki is extra affectionate, brushing his shoulder against yours and occasionally tugging at your sleeve to remind you he's right there and only yours. And you two are talking with someone who's been getting a little too friendly with him, making you decide to step in. Yuta's eyes widen, his cheeks instantly turning a deep shade of red. He glances at you in shock, then quickly looks at the person in front of him, who awkwardly excuses themselves and leaves. His face lights up with a mix of joy and nervousness, and he scratches his cheek, looking down as he tries to hide his grin. He leans forward, pressing a tender kiss to your forehead, his warm hand cupping your cheek as he pulls back to meet your eyes. For the rest of the day, Yuta is glued to your side, sneaking shy smiles your way and holding your hand as if to silently reaffirm that he's all yours. You and Yugi are chatting with someone who's being way too friendly with him. Sensing the need to set things straight, you casually slip in your claim. The overly friendly person quickly excuses themselves, leaving you and Yugi alone. He turns to you, a mix of awe and disbelief on his face. He suddenly steps closer, his expression shifting from shy to determined as he places his hands on your shoulders. He winks, leaning in to press a quick, playful kiss to your cheek, his energy infectious.
伏黒めぐみ。
名前だけって私偉そうな男って無理。
You, Megumi, and someone else are chatting when the person starts being a little too friendly with him. You decide to make things clear. Megumi freezes mid-sentence, his eyes darting to you in disbelief. His ears turn noticeably pink, though he tries to maintain his usual stoic expression. The overly friendly person stammers out an apology and leaves quickly, sensing the sudden tension. Megumi looks away, a hand brushing through his hair as if trying to compose himself. He doesn't answer immediately, but you catch the faintest smirk tugging at the corner of his lips. His blush deepens, and he gives you a sharp look, but his flustered state betrays him. But instead of walking away, he reaches out, his hand brushing against yours before he gently holds it. Even though he's trying to sound annoyed, the tiny smile on his lips gives him away. For the rest of the day, he stays close to you, his hand occasionally brushing yours as if to remind himself that, yes, you really did call him yours.
めぐみちゃんはこれから私と一緒にバイオリンのお稽古なのよ。
You and Gojo are out at a trendy cafe, and the barista is shamelessly flirting with him, going as far as scribbling their number on his receipt. Annoyed, you step in, grab his arm, and say in a clear, confident voice. Gojo's eyes widen behind his signature sunglasses for a brief moment before he bursts out laughing, clearly delighted. He drapes an arm around your shoulders, pulling you closer too. His side as his laughter dies into a wide, teasing grin. He dramatically places a hand over his heart, pretending to be hurt, before leaning closer, his voice dropping into a low, playful murmur. He kisses the corner of your mouth softly before pulling back with a wide grin, clearly enjoying your flustered reaction.